Sunday night, Drake May and the Patriots collide with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Sunday, 7 Eastern on NBC and Peacock. More of your phone calls coming up. He's the playmaker, Hall of Famer, Michael Irvin. They like to call him Irv. And beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern, Mike will be part of Netflix NFL Christmas Game Day leading into the Cowboys Commanders 1 Eastern, followed by the Lions Vikings at 4:30 Eastern. Also, Mike appears on the podcast It Is What It Is twice a week. Good to see you again, playmaker. How are you?
DNP. DP. D, you know you're a bad man when you get known by 2 letters. DNP. DP, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
Everything's good. Everything's good. We were talking about the Cowboys in the 90s and that Sandra Bullock, did she date Troy Aikman?
Troy Aikman dated a lot of superstars. Everybody now think these power couple things are something fresh and new. You know, these new kids, they think they come up with all the great ideas. But Roy was doing all of that back then. I mean, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Somehow, some way, well, I guess that hotel incident helped me out a lot. I got the idea. I got tagged with being the woman thing and all of that. But Troy had all the baddest top things out there. So yeah, that's been out there for a while.
But he was quiet though. You know, Troy was under the radar. You were the radar. You were the radar.
Hey, it was so funny, right? When documentary was coming out, we were doing the premiere. It was Emmett and Jerry, all of us was at the premiere in LA. And we were going through the red carpet. I leaned over to Emmett and I said, hey, E, I said, when you think about it, you, Troy, you guys were quiet boys. Jerry gets final say on the documentary. So I guess in this whole documentary, I have to be the bad guy. Yeah. Emmett looked at me and said, well, you kind of were the bad guy. I said, yeah, you're right. Let's let it go. So yeah, you're right. I'll let that go. You're right.
But you look back that you got caught. Was that a good thing that you got caught?
No real criminal will ever say that.
Okay.
No. No.
All right.
I'm still around, so it was a good thing.
Okay.
I guess it's a good thing since we still here, D. You know what I mean? It's all good, buddy. It's all good.
Imagine if you got drafted by Cleveland or Green Bay. You couldn't have gotten in trouble there.
I won't imagine that. That's why I made sure I controlled my draft by graduating as a junior. Remember now, back then, if you wanted to go to the league early, you had to graduate. So I graduated as a junior and decided to go. So any team that would have drafted me that I didn't want to play for, I would have just dropped the class and gone back to school, and they would have lost their draft pick. I designated Dallas, LA, or New York. So I was going to end up where I wanted to be and not in any of those places.
Help me understand, if you're Justin Jefferson and you're not getting the ball like you once were getting, and you've gone through, 3 or 4, 5 different quarterbacks here, and you still don't know if you have your quarterback in J.J. McCarthy, can you see a scenario where all of a sudden Justin Jefferson's like, get me out of here?
Well, Minnesota is Justin Jefferson's place. And I think they've done a good job of letting everybody know that. And I think Justin Jefferson, and I love Justin Jefferson. He's a great, great dude. I consider him to be a great friend. I get to talk with him every now and then, and his brother and all of them. I always tell his brother, make sure you're watching over him so he doesn't have any Michael Irvin moments out here. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, man, Dan, he's such a good dude. He's such a competitor. Justin Jefferson, when he was in high school, him and Jamar Chase, my old coach, Jerry Sullivan, called me then. He said, Michael, he said, Michael, I finally found a guy that's as competitive as you. I was like, who you talking about? And he was talking about Justin Jefferson then. So, no matter what quarterback he's had, he's turned them into pretty good quarterbacks. And I think he'll get J.J. McCarthy there. And I think right now he's taking a page from Terry McLaurin. Remember how Terry McLaurin started when Jaden Daniels got there. And he wasn't getting any passes, but he handled it right. And when Jaden Daniels got around later on that season, they really turned up. So I'm expecting that to happen because he's that kind of receiver.
What is Joe Burrow telling us without maybe really telling us?
Isn't it funny how history somehow finds a way to repeat itself? Here again in Cincinnati, this is the Carson Palmer situation. Is Joe trying to say, man, this just ain't right, or this ain't working, or is he talking about possibly retiring early? I don't think he's talking about walking away from the game. I think he loves the game way too much. So when I'm looking at it, I look at this. Think about this as a shout to the Bengals. Man, we mess around every year. We put this defense. You didn't even want to pay the top defensive player that you had. You didn't want to pay the guy you drafted on defense in the early rounds. And you have me over here going through it. So yeah, it's a cryptic message. But I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's just trying to light a fire up under the organization. And I think there's a lot of frustration with the injuries, and the ups and downs, and them, starting out slow and then trying to finish fast and all of that stuff. It does get frustrating if you can't get it like you want it on the football field.
Give the Cowboys' season so far a grade.
There is no grade to give outside of a failure grade. The standard, Dan, is the standard. That's exactly. Last week I was at St. Thomas Aquinas High School. We won our 7th straight state championship. Coach Roger Harriet and Twan Russell down there, the AD. And that's the one thing we always talk about at St. Thomas, greatest high school in the world. The standard is the standard. I don't want to hear how many records you broke this year. I don't want to hear what you did in statistics. I want to hear wins and losses, and are you in the playoffs with a chance to win a ring? And they are not. That's a failing grade.
There's some things to build on, though, right?
You found other assets. You found the George Pickens. I like what you've done with the interior defensive line. But still, Dan, those are ornaments on the tree. That's not the Christmas tree. The standard is the standard. And you want to make sure that you're getting in the playoff. And here's the sad part. It's not that you don't have enough talent right now. You had enough talent on this offense to put up 30 points a game, 40 points a game. And you for a while, you were averaging 40 points at home. Why, with the kind of talent you have on that offense, did that dissipate? So, yeah, you got to get in the playoffs. That's just what it is.
Talking to Michael Irvin, beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Mike will be part of Netflix NFL Christmas Game Day. That leads into the Cowboys Commanders, and that's at 1 Eastern, followed by the Lions and the Vikings. Also, Mike is on the podcast, It Is What It Is, twice a week. If you're a Kansas City Chief fan, what are you expecting next year?
And it's interesting because, it's so sad to see the greatest offensive player in this league and one of, if not the greatest defensive player in this league, goes down on the same Sunday, and both with ACLs. But then I tried, because I had that injury, and I tried to look on the bright side of what's going on with Kansas City. And I thought this when I saw it. I said, that was so sad. I mean, I hate seeing it. He's such a great dude and great ambassador for the league. But on the other side, once you realize and understand now he's hurt, you start saying, wait a minute. Because you got to try to look at something good in this. And think about this, Dan. This way, even though it's unfortunate, he still gets to hold on to the mystique of being that guy. So now, they were driving to have a chance at winning that game. and of course he went that and your boy Minshew get in and throws that interception. So now in their minds and in the city of Kansas City, they can still say, well, we only lost that game and didn't make the playoffs because we lost our Superman. And the mystique of that Superman can still be in play next year. Had he gone down with the ship, I don't know, man. That'd be a whole different thing. Because most of those guys probably always think, no matter how bad the game is, as long as we got 15, we got a chance to win. And today, in this year, that didn't happen. So I believe Kansas City now has to start retooling all the way around, build around Patrick Mahomes, but you have to retool. For so long, then they kept taking away talent, saying we can throw anything in there and Patrick Mahomes will get it done. And he did. But at some point, the weight got a little too heavy and it actually broke Patrick Mahomes. So now they have to start taking some of that weight off by putting better talent around.
Would you take Patrick Mahomes over Troy Aikman as your quarterback?
No, I won't take Patrick Mahomes over Troy Aikman. I won't take nobody over Troy Aikman, include mom, dad, sister, brother, niece, nephew in my family.
Not
and
even
my brother,
Tom Brady?
my sons.
Tom Brady?
No,
No.
nobody.
Okay.
Nobody.
All right. I'm just curious. That was the right answer there. Because you know how Troy's really sensitive, and if he heard about this, he'd start crying. You don't want that to happen, Mike.
I don't know. Roy, I have never seen Roy real sensitive. You know what I'm saying? But then it was so funny. I wish I still had him here. I had all my rings up here yesterday, and I was messing around on my little locker room the thing that I do, and it is what it is. And I had all those rings up there, and I was like, man. This is because of Troy Aikman. I had my quarterback. There is nobody I will take over Troy Aikman because I'm not that. Patrick Mahomes is great. He makes a second play, a third play, but Troy is the best timing throwing quarterback in the history of this game. When Norv Turner got here and said, you hit that third step and let that ball go, hit that fifth step and let that ball go, it became perfect, and it was unstoppable. I will take no one at the quarterback position over Troy Aikman, not even Jesus himself.
Sam Darnold on display tonight. What kind of concerns do you have with Seattle the rest of the year and in the playoffs?
Well, this game tonight in Seattle, and it's supposed to be a little bit of rain. And I think this is interesting because, a lot of people I know are picking the Rams, and the Rams look like the best team in the NFC. But this game is not just for the division, it is for the conference, top in the conference. And think about that game in week 11, Dan. Sam threw 4 interceptions, and they barely lost that game 21-19. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Matt Stafford threw for only 130 yards against that defense. It's going to be an interesting game. If Sam can get down those interceptions and just play within himself and let that defense win this football game for him, I'm leaning towards Seattle inking out this win with that great defense.
How much more pressure is on Josh Allen this year?
I believe there's a great deal of pressure on Josh Allen. Now, why is that? Because you have to look at it. We said, well, if it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and the Joe Burrows, and then Josh Allen, and the Joe Burrow, Josh Allen can go off. Well, those guys aren't around. And now you deal with a whole bunch of babies and Drake May and Bo Nix and all of those guys. If you can't get by them, that means you miss your moment. And they came in and took your moment. So, yeah, Josh Allen is under a lot of pressure to get it done. But all he has to do is go in that phone booth, man, and leave Clark Kent in the phone booth, comes out Superman, and he does his thing. So I believe he can get it done. And he got it done in that game against the Patriots last week. So I believe he can get it done.
Is it Super Bowl or bust for the Bills?
No, not Super Bowl or bust. A Super Bowl win or bust. It's got to be a Super Bowl win. The elixir of getting to a Super Bowl, that's gone. They got the 4 straight and didn't win any. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, don't tell me about getting there. Tell me about the victory when you get there. So that's how Josh Allen, and that's why the pressure is on Josh Allen.
Good to talk to you again.
It's always good to talk to you, man, and say hello to your family and everybody, man.
I will.
It really is. DP, you've been on the road a long time, DP. God has blessed you greatly.
Well, I'm the Troy Aikman of talk show hosts.
Hey, you're right. You're right. You're making them pass, and you're making them on time, and there's no greater thrower. And when you hit those words, things on time. You're right about it.
But I didn't date Sandra Bullock though.
Yeah. Which was the other girls he dated? Shania Twain. Remember Shania Twain?
Shania Twain.
Shania Twain. All of them.
Wait.
Yeah, he had all. That's the singer, right? The music singer.
Yeah.
The music singer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he had all.
Troy dated Shania Twain.
Troy had them all, man. I don't know why they. What do you mean, man? I mean, they were all. Hey, you think this Taylor Swift track? Man, Troy did all that stuff, man. Troy did all that, man.
He didn't date Madonna, did he?
Hey. No, I don't think he dated Madonna. Troy stayed up there at the top thing. Troy came home after one game, and there was some girls, I guess, in his backyard, in his pool. And he called the police on him. You know what that went down like in the locker room? We were like, why you call the police? Why you call the 3 of us? We'd come over and take care of that boy.
You wouldn't have called the police.
What out of man? What y'all drinking?
Happy holidays, Irv. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, I love you, man. It's great talking to you again, man. Happy holidays to you too, my brother.
Michael Irvin. He'll be part of Netflix's NFL Christmas Game Day. Cowboys Commanders. He never disappoints.
Ever.
He's
Never.
Just Irv. Hey, criminals don't apologize. All right. Got a point there, Mike.